Well, how about that? You know who that was? Guys, this is, I don't want you to think I'm slacking here or bored, nothing to do, but I am out doing my route, and log hauler Jesse called and said that he had a load of logs he's bringing, and I just happened to be right here at an overpass out here in the country, so I stopped just to say and wave at him, give you guys a chance to see log hauler Jesse from a different angle, and I'm gonna book it down to the new wood yard because that's where he's bringing the logs, and it's starting to rain. Give me a couple seconds and we're gonna get down there. Here we go. So here we are, guys. We're back at the yard. Log hauler Jesse just pulled in. I had to hustle down here. He is unstrapped and he is backing in the gate. There'll be gates installed up there. That's just setting like that for right now. And we are going to put this load, which I was told is all cherry, and we're going to stack it right here. Just to orient you, here's the hoop house. Where I'm standing, the firewood processor would be behind me. So this is a premium load here. You know, the thing with cherry, if you ever buy cherry on a triaxle, I've always known them to be kind of crooked, and of course they won't lay as well. Hello. I am well. I'm standing under my umbrella just to keep the water off my camera, of course.
My umbrella on.
So we saw you driving down the highway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how does a big truck like this handle on the highway? Is it kind of a rough ride, or is it hard to keep on the road? Or
it depends on the road. A lot of times it's like a bobber in the ocean. You're just back and forth.
How about the wind? Can you feel the wind on a windy day when you're full like this?
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, it's really got to be blowing. And like with this, it's lighter load, but it's up higher, so I'm kind of oddly top heavy. So my leveling valve takes a while for it to catch back up, and sometimes it'll just go back and forth, and it seems like you're in an ocean.
Right.
But majority of the time, when the wind's, it's got to really be blowing to push you around with saw logs. With firewood, like I said, it's a lighter load, but it's higher.
So these logs look pretty good, given the time of year and how wet we've had it.
Yeah.
Not as much mud as I thought it was going to be.
No, they're in good shape. They had a good. The field they're going through wasn't really soppy, so
yeah,
it worked out pretty good.
And I see a lot of cherry in it,
and then soft maple. So
okay, so we're gonna stand back and watch.
Yep.
And try. You need my umbrella while you're up there.
Sure, you don't want to try that again?
No. We'll be here all night. We're running out of daylight here.
I know there's a lot more sticks on this one.
God. Yeah, I think if you ever want to see anything funny, put me on that thing and watch me unload it. So I'm going to just turn this around and let's watch the master at work. The world's most famous log hauler, guys, and you're watching him right now. I just can't get over the economics of running a truck like this. You know, you just see him zipping down the highway. You got to think his fuel mileage isn't that of an F-150, you know. But this is the plan here, guys. We're gonna lay these down on runners, and we're just gonna start stacking logs. They're gonna go from here down to here. I want to have a path that's going to be big enough for, you know, for my racetrack, so that the truck and trailer or the tractor can get around here. So we'll stack these logs down into here as far as we can. And so the other thing I learned too about the preferences of a log hauler, you know, you can lay these logs perpendicular to the truck like you're seeing now, or you could lay them parallel. Like, let's pretend that these runners, we would lay the entire load like this. What Jesse had pointed out was he can lay these logs much taller, stack them much taller than he could the other way, because then they trickle down and they run into the side of his truck. So when he has a preference, it would be here, and at least with his truck off the passenger side, because the crane is to his left. I think he sees everything much better when he turns to his passenger side. And these logs look a lot nicer. They're straight. That one in the front looks like a maple. The ones behind it came in a couple weeks ago, and they are pretty muddy. In a previous video, guys, I had mentioned that I was starting to feel some stress, and I think that's truthful. I got a lot of moving parts. I still have a functioning business that I have to run. I've got deliveries. I still have to make money. I got to get all of... Oh, these logs look awesome. These are great logs, man. I have all of those logs at my house that I still have to get processed. I have about 4 truckloads left. And you think, you know, you can just knock those out, but for me, I have to make them and stack them all along while I'm still loading up my own truck and going out on deliveries. I just realized on the camera, it looks like I'm in harm's way, but I'm well back from the danger zone here. So I talked with the property owner here, and I let him know the predicament I'm in, because I won't start moving in this place until the end of April. I have a challenge where I got to keep making wood. I got to get all the logs processed at my old place, but I just can't come down here without any logs. You know, I got to get my logs while I can. One of the life lessons I've learned about a firewood delivery service is when the log truck shows up, the answer is yes, man. You get every log that you can when you can. I don't take any log truck coming in here for granted. You know, when they call, I will do whatever I can to accommodate them. So I have it worked out with the owner that I can get these logs and leave them here before I technically move in. And that is what saved me, and that's what made, of everything that I was worried about, that's what made this decision so much easier to do. When I look back upon where I started, I think this was an inevitable situation. That log on the bottom might have been a beech, which I like beech. I think this was inevitable. I think for the arc of growth, you know, I got as much out of my yard as I possibly could, given the challenges of the water and the mud and the lack of usable ground for these trucks to come in, and the challenges that the truck drivers had in getting these logs delivered in a very tight driveway and in that timber road. The limiting factor, I think, ultimately was that. And now with this wood yard that you see here, I think the sky's the limit. These logs look awesome. Guys, I am serious. The 405, the Japa, is going to make mincemeat out of these logs. There is a lot of nice looking firewood here. And cherry is a premium species. I can charge more for that, especially split small. These backyard smokers, they will pay a premium for good quality firewood. And cherry around here is dynamite. And what looks so nice is that these are straight. I'd always found cherry can grow kind of crooked, and crooked logs make your pile, like on the back of a truck like this, they make your pile look like you got more wood than you really do. If you are scoring along, Jesse has this load just about unloaded. Look how fast he's got this done. Oh, I can't wait to get my machine over here. That log, the closest one on top towards us, had I had my old machine, the 365, I know that I'd be a little leery of that one, because I would think that's just a little bit too big to put through that machine. But not with the 405. That would just, that's right in my new machine's sweet spot. And just like that, he's done, guys. He puts his grapple back on the holder, and he is done. The outriggers come up. And down comes Log Hauler Jesse. Let's have a discussion in the hoop house. Okay. Okay, so the wall is complete. It's 4 foot tall all the way around. There's going to be a gate installed where you drove through.
Yeah.
Did you find the opening to the gate wide enough for you?
Yeah, it's plenty.
Okay.
If you can't hit that, you shouldn't be driving.
I was going to say, if you couldn't get your truck through there, maybe you got other problems.
You should get a different profession.
Yeah. All right. So this winter has been interesting here in Ohio, and we had probably one of the rainiest days I think we'd had probably in years.
Yeah.
But it hasn't shut down the logging industry. They're still out there.
There's a lot of crews that are slow right now. Everybody's working, but nobody's sharing any extra logs to haul, so I've been a little bit slow. But that's what happens this time of year. Usually it freezes and everybody gets busy until the spring thaw, and we haven't had a real freeze other than once or twice, and then it rains. So
the fear I have is we've had a really warm winter, but Lake Erie is not frozen at all.
Right.
And all it takes is just
Oh, yeah.
one weather change, and we have 2 feet of 2 feet of snow on the ground.
Thick, heavy,
here.
bluish looking snow.
Yeah. So what do? You're an exclusive log hauler. That's all you do. The industry it ebbs and flows, but you take this downtime just to recharge your own batteries, probably, don't you?
Well, I usually put all the parts that I've bought over the year that I haven't had time to put on. I usually put them on. And because usually when you're slow, you got a lot of things you can fix, but that costs money. So that's what I've been doing. That and just random doing firewood, doing stuff at my own house. But just staying busy enough. I mean, I'd say out of all the years I've worked, this has probably been the slowest.
No kidding.
But it hasn't been a winter.
Yeah.
So it's just been so wet. And then the prices kind of fell off a little bit. So that doesn't.
What about the prices? So you've seen the prices of logs have started coming down, or what the mills will pay for them?
Yeah, the saw logs. I mean, oak was up $1. I think it was $1.50, $1.25, and then it dropped back down. I think it's down to $1 or something like that. It varies, depends on which mill needs what. Some of them, if they have an order for red oak, they'll pay more than another mill, but it all depends. Right now it's just it kind of slowed off, but it helps actually the lumber market around this area. If everybody slows down some, then the kilns and all that don't get completely full. Because they never pay more than they have to. Especially if they have too much, they really like to not pay as much.
I need to learn that.
Yes. Don't we all?
Yeah, but I have found that when the logs come available, I always say yes, because I've learned that it's more expensive to not have logs.
Yeah, you're learning.
Than to pay too much for them. I don't know if I've learned to pay too much for logs. Maybe
I don't think you'll ever understand that one.
Maybe I shouldn't tell you that. So. All right, so what do you see that's going forward here with the wood yard? This is pretty good here.
Oh yeah,
we are rock hard. There's
it's in really good shape. You got good drainage.
Mm-hmm.
You got your firewood deterring theft system up. You know, I've learned that the two things nobody wants to steal is firewood and shingles. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's too much work.
It's too much work, yeah.
They carry them off.
Yeah, that roofing, that's a young guy's job anyways.
Yeah,
So,
not really.
Guys like you and me, we don't bounce as good as we used to.
No, and it hurts. It hurts worse to stand up anymore when you do roofs.
Yeah, well, you will find out that me and ladders do not get along,
No.
so I try to avoid them as much as I can. All right, so Log Hauler Jesse, we're going to let you get out of here, but thanks for bringing these logs down. I'll make sure my accountant writes you a check.
Yeah, okay.
Just let me know when you want to
Count up
cash
all
it.
your nickels.
All right, so Jesse, let's let you get out of here, and you head on down the road, bud.
Yeah, going to the next spot.
All righty. And Log Hauler Jesse is leaving, heading on down the road. Show you around a little bit. It's windy out here. I apologize. But we got the wall built, and we're getting the logs in. There's just obviously no wood that's been split and stacked here yet. I plan on getting everything moved in here the last weekend of April, and I think that's when we'll have an open house. If any of you guys, if I can get maybe like 2 or 3 people to show up, that'd be kind of cool. People had asked, what am I going to do with all of the wood that I'm making at my house? And I'm still just going to leave that there. I think it's just extra work for me to bring it over here and stack it. I'll just stack it there and then just cycle through that wood for next season. And when we start making wood here at the end of April, all that wood will just stay here. I just think we'll be stacking straight rows of wood right through here. And I think we got plenty of room. I'll probably go 2 to 3 rows wide where I can drive my truck in between them, and I can just broadside load. And then, you know, the racetrack concept would be around through here. And then I see the Japa sitting here, live deck, machine, cleaner. And I have the logs at a 90 degree to the table, so there's minimal turning with the tractor. I would just pick the logs up with the tractor, put them on the live deck. That's the way I see it, guys. So that's progress here at the woodyard. I just wanted to show you what we got going on. And an unseasonably warm winter, let me tell you. But if you would have seen that rain that we've had last week, oh my gosh, we were just flooded out back at the old woodyard. And over here, it's hard as a rock. I love it. Mud and firewood don't mix. All right, guys, that's all I got for you today. I hope everyone has a great day.